Hi dear students, welcome back to another session. In the last class we already discussed regarding autosomal dominant pedigree, we already discussed. Today's session, one more chart is there, autosomal recessive pedigree analysis. Here we are going to analyze the character. Here the character is what? Genetic disorder is sickle cell anemia. In which generation sickle cell anemia is appeared? That we are going to study. Let's see the chart. So the chart here, how many pedigrees are there here? So this is one pedigree and here also be one pedigree. Here study of inheritance of one character in several generations of one family. Okay. So here in this pedigree, so this is one generation, it means one pedigree, and here also be one family, it is also be one generation or one pedigree. The total two pedigrees are there. It means we are going to study two generations of only one character. That is what? Sickle cell anemia. So in this pedigree here, the first generation parents are what? Normal. Unaffected parents, they have affected children. Parents are not suffering from sickle cell anemia, but her family or you can say her children are suffering from sickle cell anemia in first generation. In second generation also same thing. The parents are normal, they are not suffering from sickle cell anemia disease, but here out of three, one progeny is suffering from sickle cell anemia. Right? Write it. Here parents are normal or unaffected parents have affected children. Okay, so this is actually pedigree is telling that. The question is here, sir, why here the parents are normal, then why the children are going to suffer from the disease? So for that, just check it here. In the last classes we already discussed regarding Mendelism. In that capital T and small t, it is a F1 generation. It is what? F1 generation. What we've written the character? Capital T small t is what? Tall. So genetic constitution is what? Heterozygous tall. Heterozygous tall, that you've written. So here it means that, it doesn't mean that here drop genes are absent. Drop genes are there, but they are not express their character because it is present in the beside the capital T. The same thing here, parents also. Parents here, like for example, capital A, small a. So this is mutation gene, recessive mutation gene. So this gene is present beside the capital A. In such case, disease is not appear. Disease is not appear. So when the recessive gene is expressed its character, when recessive genes are like homozygous in condition, then only it going to express the character is using word dwarf. In the same way here, if this one gene is mutated, small a is mutated, then in this homozygous recessive condition only it going to express its character. Here what happened? Genetic disorders is appeared. Got the point or not? Okay. Let's see. Now we have to indicate the alleles of this pedigree. Here the first parents are what? Normal. They are not suffering from any disease. It means parents should be dominant genes. Parent should be what? Dominant genes. So dominant means, for example, two chances, capital A also dominant, and capital A, small a also be same dominant. So let's check it once. If parents are like, if you taken capital A, or maybe like, in the first case, take this one, this chance we are going to cross. In first class, capital A is male father, and mother also be capital A. If you consider like this, what happen? The gametes are only one type of gametes are formed. Here also be capital A to form. All progenies are capital A, all are dominant. It means all progeny are normal if the alleles are in this condition. But here chart is what given in this chart, out of 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 children's. So 1 and 2, these two children are suffering from the disease. So it means the alleles are not like this homozygous dominant. So it is a wrongly represented the alleles of parents. And second chance. In second case, like you have to focus, like for example, capital A father and capital A small a mother. In this case, what happened? Here one capital A is formed, gamete. Here two gametes are formed, capital A and small a. Then capital A normal, and capital A small a also be normal. So in this case also be all progenies are what? Normal only. But here what happened? Out of 5 progeny, 2 progenies are suffering from the disease. It means parents are also be not like in condition. Then the last one, just consider like capital A and capital A small a. Then what happened? In this case, here it going to produce 2 gamete, capital A and small a. In this case also be one capital A and one small a. Just cross it. What happened? Here capital A one zygote, and capital A small a one zygote, capital A small a one zygote, and small a one zygote is formed. When small a is appeared, when both parents are in heterozygous in condition, in such case only what? Recessive parents are formed, recessive progeny is formed. Now what happened? So this is homozygous, dominant, normal, not suffering from disease. So these two also be heterozygous dominant, it is also be not suffering from disease, and which is here small a is there na? So this is suffering from the disease. So it means compulsory parents are which in condition? Capital A, capital A, small a. When parents are heterozygous in condition, then only the chances is there to form the recessive alleles in progeny. Write the point. The point is here, when the recessive alleles are formed. When it is formed? When both parents are heterozygous in condition, or both parents are act as carriers. So then only the chances is there to formation of a recessive trait or recessive progenies are formed. Okay, next here which genes are altered, which genes are recessive genes are altered. It means something but DNA sequence is changed. So that's why this disease is called as what? Autosomal recessive genetic disorder. Okay. Next, indicate the alleles to the progeny. Now we discuss now out of 4, 25% of capital A, 50% of capital A, small a, and 25% of small a, small a. Which is suffering from the disease, it should be compulsory what? Recessive, small a, small a. And here also small a, small a. And here we can represent like capital A, capital also you can represent, and remaining all capital A, small a, it is also be capital A, small a, and here also I represented capital A and small a. Okay, look at the next generation, same made a cross in between capital A, small a, in between capital A, small a of one allele to capital A, small a of another allele. What happened? Same, here also be small a is formed, and here this is capital A normal, and capital A, small a is a normal. Okay, in the exam you will give the chart. In the exam you will give the chart and you will already say it is an autosomal recessive pedigree. Just indicate the alleles. What is the alleles of the parents, or what is the alleles of child? Okay, so like that they are going to ask the questions. One important character of autosomal recessive pedigree. So just while seeing of pedigree, we can easily say it is autosomal recessive or dominant. Simple, if parents are unaffected parents have affected children, damn sure it is a recessive pedigree. And second case, if parents are suffering from disease or affected parents have affected children, it is dominant pedigree. Okay, so this is a two landmark points of dominant as well as recessive. The first point is what? Affected parents have affected children. So such compulsory is what? Dominant. It is compulsory dominant pedigree. In the next case, unaffected parents have affected children. So such pedigree is compulsory what? A recessive pedigree. Okay. So this is actually entire information regarding autosomal dominant pedigree and as well as autosomal recessive pedigree. Sickle cell anemia. Sickle cell anemia, it is one of the best example for autosomal recessive disorder, and some basic information is given in NCERT also. Sickle cell anemia, it is also one example for Mendelian disorders. Here only one gene is responsible for causing of this sickle cell anemia disease. Let's write the points. Sickle cell anemia. It is the best example for autosomal recessive disorder. Okay, and here we can consider this one is Mendelian disorder. Why? Because here only one gene. So such is HBA and HBS. This is one allele, hemoglobin, which are going to code for hemoglobin. Next here the genes are altered. Which genes are altered? Recessive genes. Recessive genes are altered. So such mutation genes were indicated as HBS, indicated as HBS. Okay, and here generally it is also one of the example for Pleiotrophica. We already discussed the Pleiotrophica gene. It means one gene more than two phenotypes. So such is called as what? Pleiotrophic genes. Here actually what is the possibility of these genes? Here HBA and HBA, in this case it is normal. Normal means what here? Normal type of hemoglobin is formed. Normal hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is synthesized with the help of these genes. And second genotype possibility is HBA, and here this gene is mutated, so we written as HBS. In this case it is called as carrier. We can call as what? This is what? Carrier. In this stage actually these are not suffer from carriers or not suffer from disease, not suffer from any disease or not suffer from sickle cell anemia disease, but they have the capacity, but they are involving in transmission of mutated genes from one generation to next generation. What the point? Here the second choice of allele is what? HBA and HBS. S means it is a sickle cell. It is heterozygous in condition. So heterozygous individuals we can act as what? Carriers. These are what? Heterozygous in condition. So this heterozygous condition individuals are not suffering from any disease. Okay, but they transfer the mutated genes from one generation to another generation. Here for example, if one of the individual is suffering from the disease, recessive disease, means 50% of mutated genes are transferred from father and 50% of mutated genes are transferred from mother. So both parents are contributed to develop the recessive disorder. Okay, if one individual is suffering from recessive disease, means 50% of mutated genes are transmitted from father and 50% of mutated genes are transmitted from mother. And we know that these two are what? How in condition? Heterozygous in condition. So this is one mutated gene, this is one mutated gene. What happened? The progeny is at the last small a condition is formed. Okay. Next. So third possibility is HBS and HBS. So it is recessive in condition. It is recessive genes, which so out of three genotypes, only one genotype is going to affected. Out of three genotypes, only one recessive homozygous progeny is suffer from the disease. So such is sickle cell anemia. Sickle cell anemia. Here HbA, so these genes, HbA genes produce normal hemoglobin and HbS, it means mutated genes, HbS, this one is a beta chain, hemoglobin beta chain. So these S genes, they are going to produce mutated hemoglobin. So let know some small information regarding hemoglobin. Hb is hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is a one long polypeptide chain. 4 long polypeptide chains are present. Hemoglobin is made up of 4 long polypeptide bonds. It is made up of 4 long polypeptide bonds. We can call as 4 units. These 4 units, out of 4 units, 2 units we can call as alpha units. So 2 units we can call as beta units. So due to the mutation, due to the recessive genes mutation, exactly which subunit is going to change? Hemoglobin beta chains are going to change. Here this beta chain containing polypeptides are mutated. Okay, and you know that generally one hemoglobin, this all 4 units are consist of iron containing proteins, and one hemoglobin have the capacity to transport 4 oxygen molecules at a time. So this is actually a function of normal hemoglobin. Normal hemoglobin of beta chain is consist glutamic acid at a 6th position of beta chain. But in mutated hemoglobin, that 6th position glutamic acid is replaced by valine. So this is a major difference. Here normal hemoglobin beta chain, normal hemoglobin beta chain is consist glutamic acid, it is one amino acid, it is what, one amino acid at a 6th position of beta chain of polypeptide bond. Okay, let's see the chain of normal. First here VAL, it means valine, short code of amino acid is code is given in the NCERT. VAL means what? Valine. HIS, histidine. Valine, histidine. Leucine, threonine, proline, glutamic acid, and as well as one more glutamic acid. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is a one long chain of beta chain of hemoglobin. The 6th position is containing which amino acid? Glutamic amino acid. But if it is mutated genes are what? HB, yes. Mutated hemoglobin, beta chain consist valine in the place of glutamic acid, or glutamic amino acid is replaced by valine, okay. Let's write same this chain: valine, histidine, leucine, threonine, proline. At the 6th position, the place of glutamic acid is replaced by valine. Okay. Then 7th one is as usual, glutamic acid. So this is what mutated hemoglobin beta chain. Here, if you focus on molecular level of genes, let's see here, for example, normal hemoglobin genes, HbA genes. The DNA is here GAG. So this is one strand. We know that DNA is a double stranded. G is going to code for cytosine, A, T, and G is going to code for cytosine. So this is actually one double stranded DNA. And here, this strand, on here, transcription is takes place. Transcription. What is transcription? We will discuss in the next chapter. So due to the transcription, here this strand is translated and to form one mRNA is formed. mRNA. So complementary of mRNA. So C is going to code for what? Guanine. T is going to code for adenine, and C is going to code for G. GAG, one mRNA is formed. So this GAG mRNA, which is going to code for this triplet code, it is going to code for one amino acid. So that is glutamic acid. It is going to code for glutamic acid. So that's why in the 6th position glutamic acid is present. Okay. So in the normal case, if it is mutated one, what happen? The mutation takes place in this location GAA. It is the best example for point mutation. Only one nitrogen base is changed. So in place of G, A, in place of A, thioamine is replaced. G, T, G. So this is one strand. Next strand should be what? G is going to bind with thymine, A is going to bind with adenine, and G is going to bind with the cytosine. So this is, you know, all a double stranded. And if here one nitrogen base is changed, here ultimately it is also going to change. So this is DNA structure. And here transcription. In transcription, here this information is going to translated. Complement of this bond is C is going to G. A is going to not bind with thioamine, it is going to bind with uracil, and C is going to go bond with the G. Normal GAG mRNA is formed, but here what happened? GUG mRNA is formed. GUG mRNA is formed. And you know that, just recall it, in DNA the bonds is AT bonds in DNA, and in RNA this thioamine is replaced by uracil, like, okay. So here now GAG is modified as GUG. Now this GUG, it is not going to code for glutamic acid, it is going to code for valine. Going to code for valine. Now, so that's why here, so now this valine containing beta chain is called as what? Mutated hemoglobin containing beta chain. Okay. Let's see here. So this is the best example for what? Point mutation. Best example for point mutation. In this case, what happened? Just adenine is replaced by thiophene. Adenine is replaced by thiophene. Due to that, what happened? The changes are occurred in mRNA. So here, at the normal case, without point mutation, normal mRNA is containing which information? GAG. Now due to the mutation, due to the point mutation, GAG mRNA is modified to GUG mRNA. Now this GAG is going to code for what? Glutamic acid, and GUG is going to code for valine. The question is, sir, if it is going to code for valine, what happened? It's going to change the RBC structure. Before that, RBC is like what? Biconvex shaped. Now due to this presence of valine, the RBC is like elongated and become as half moon shaped or crescent shaped RBC cell is formed. So that is called as what? Sickle cell. Here biconvex shape RBC is modified and elongated. Now it is elongated RBC is look like as half moon shape or sickle shape RBC is formed. Okay, like a half moon shape or sickle cell, or sometime like elongated RBC also are going to form. Now here this RBC, and when a deficiency of oxygen, the RBC are going to polymerize into sickle shape. Okay, next, if they turn into sickle shape, then what happened? If they modified their shape, the first they are not move easily in capillaries. They are not going to move easily in capillaries. They are going to stuck in blood vessels, or they are going to stuck in blood capillaries. So due to that, they are going to stop, or they are going to struck the blood transport. So due to that, what happened? Ultimately the BP, the blood pressure volume is going to increase. First. Second, here due to the stock of RBC cell in capillaries, the blood is not going to transport to the target cell. So it means the remain cells, it means target cells or suffer from nutritions, and they are not going to perform well metabolisms. They are not perform metabolisms. So it is going to affect on bone cells, kidney cells, and number of organs are going to affected. So this is actually one of the reason. And second is, after some more time, they are going to hemolysis. The hemoglobin is going to cleaves, not released into the blood. Now become as clot. They are going to become as clot. Okay, these clots are very dangerous to the human. And some time condition, the chances is there to die also. Next, here, so these are the general characters of sickle cell anemia. And here one advantage of sickle cell anemia is when HbA and HbS, in this condition we can call as what? Carriers. In this case, the individuals have the capacity to a resistant power to one type of malaria disease. These carriers have the capacity to a resistant power to malaria disease. So this is actually one of the advantage of carriers. Okay, so this is regarding autosomal recessive disease of sickle cell anemia. Next, one more genetic disorder is given, that is phenylketonuria. Phenylketonuria, it is also one of the example for autosomal recessive disorder. In this case, actually it is a inborn metabolic disorder. The babies are lack of enzymes. They are born with lack of enzymes. So the enzyme is phenylalanine dehydrogenase enzyme. The enzyme is needed for conversion of phenylalanine into tyrosine. Here the question is, if this enzyme is absent, then what happen? Simple, phenylalanine is not get converted into tyrosine. Large amount of phenylalanine is accumulated. It is going to affect on brain as well as muscles also. The baby is not going to walk easily, abnormality, and as well as abnormal condition, abnormal babies, the baby is not growing too well, and within the 6 months or 1 year, the baby is going to die. So this is actually what regarding phenylketonuria disease. Let's write some points. PKU disease, that is phenylketonuria disease. It is the best example for autosomal recessive disease, recessive genetic disorder. Same condition. Here the genes, which genes are altered, which genes are changed? Recessive genes. Recessive genes are altered. And recessive genes, when they produce an effect, when they are in homozygous in condition. Homozygous recessive genes. Generally, these genes are which are located on chromosome 12. Chromosome 12. Okay. Now, but what happened? So, this chromosome 12 containing some genes are altered, changed. So, these mutated genes are unable to produce protein, nothing but enzymes, unable to produce enzyme. It means they are born with lack of enzymes. So that's why it is also called as it is inborn metabolic disorder. Inborn metabolic disorder. So these babies are lack of enzyme. Which enzyme? That one is phenylalanine dehydrogenase enzyme. Phenylalanine dehydrogenase enzyme. What is the function of this enzyme? This enzyme has the capacity to convert the phenylalanine into tyrosine. So this is a function of enzyme. Now due to the absence of this enzyme, what happened? The phenylalanine is not get converted into tyrosine, and a large amount of phenylalanine is accumulated in blood. So sometime this large amount of phenylalanine, it is going to affect on brain as well as muscles. The baby is completely become as abnormal. The babies are not going to walk easily. And hardly within 6 months or sometime within 1 year, the baby is going to die. Okay, so this is also genetic disorder. It is transferred from one generation to another generation. Okay, here, and one more point here, this phenylalanine also not eliminated by excretion. Alanine is not eliminated through urine or excretion also. So there is no chance to eliminate, there is no chance to convert this phenylalanine into tyrosine. Then here, so what we have to do generally in such case, if you found out the baby is suffering from phenylketonuria disease, what we have to do? So we have to give the diet. The diet should not containing phenylalanine. The baby we have to give only carbohydrate and some protein food we have to give. What we have to give? To survive the baby, we have to provide only carbohydrate food as well as protein food. Protein food we have to give feed to the baby. And the food do not consist, we have to take care, the food should not consist phenylalanine. So by this we can save baby for somewhat time or somewhat years we can save. Okay, so this is regarding which one? Regarding phenylketonuria, PKU disease, autosomal recessive disorder. In the next class we are going to discuss regarding sex-linked diseases, sex-linked dominant, sex-linked recessive, as well as chromosomal aberrations also we are going to discuss in the next class. Thank you all of you.